You don't need enemies while your personal mouth is operating in opposition to you. Right now, a person is the use of your own phrases to destroy you. They are sitting in a room making plans your downfall with sentences you spoke months ago. That joke you made, it's evidence against you. That secret you shared, it is leverage in their arms. That second of weakness, it's their route to victory. You watched your phrases disappear into thin air. You accept as true with humans forget about what you assert. You anticipate your conversations are secure. That is the most dangerous fable of cutting-edge existence. Every hit individual has fallen because of phrases they desire they could take lower back. Every empire has crumbled due to the fact someone stated too much. Every friendship has died because agree with was broken by unfastened tongues. The historical masters understood something we've forgotten. Your mouth is your maximum risky enemy. It well known shows your secrets, exposes your weaknesses, and palms your enemies precisely what they want to defeat you. Niccolò Machiavelli spent his lifestyles analyzing strength, and he determined the remaining truth. Folks who manipulate their phrases control their destiny. Folks that don't end up victims in their very own voice. In the next few minutes, you may discover 10 psychological traps that turn your mouth into your executioner. These conditions manifest to all people, but simplest the wise recognize them earlier than it's too past due. Drop this confirmation inside the remarks if you're equipped to take control. I communicate best to win. Number 1. The fashion revelation. Anger is reality serum. When fury takes manipulate, your mind shuts down its protection machine and your mouth turns into a confession booth. Every complaint you have silently persisted, every resentment you've got carefully hidden, each darkish thought you've got suppressed, all of them come pouring out like poison. The individual that brought about your anger isn't always your enemy in that second. They're your interrogator. They have simply observed the quickest way to extract your private truths. While you are busy feeling justified on your rage, they are busy gathering intelligence about who you simply are under the masks. Rage makes you predictable. Once a person is aware of what makes you explode, they personal you. They are able to cause your fury each time they need you to expose something, make a mistake, or spoil your very own credibility. Your anger turns into their faraway manage. The maximum risky part isn't always what you assert. It is who hears it. Your second of rage becomes their everlasting file of your individual. Your brief lack of manipulate turns into their permanent evidence against you. Machiavelli once stated, "He who needs to be obeyed have to understand a way to command." Command starts off evolved with commanding yourself. In case you cannot control your own mouth whilst irritated, you may never manipulate something else that matters. Your rage is not righteous. It is weak spot sporting the masks of strength. The powerful experience anger, however, never show it. They system fury privately and reply strategically. They understand that modern day emotional explosion becomes day after today's ammunition for his or her enemies. I want you to drop this confirmation inside the comments. My anger serves me. Wide variety, the victory parade. Success intoxicates worse than alcohol. When you're triumphing, your ego demands popularity. You need applause on your brilliance. You crave credit score in your approach. You need anybody to know how smart you've been. This want for validation destroys extra winners than failure ever could. Every rationalization of your achievement is an instructional in your competition. Each revelation of your strategy is a street map for folks who need to defeat you. Every element you share approximately your techniques turns into a blueprint for your alternative. The starvation for popularity is the entice that catches even fantastic minds. They cannot withstand explaining their genius. They cannot stay quiet about their victories. They transform from mysterious winners into transparent losers with each word they talk. Your competitors aren't celebrating your fulfillment. They may be studying it. They are no longer inspired via your achievements. They are opposite engineering them. They may be now not your audience. They are your destiny competition, armed with your own intelligence. Machiavelli once said, "A wise ruler ought never to preserve faith, while by doing so it would be against his interests." Sharing your success tale seems like maintaining faith with those who supported you. However, it is against your pastimes to educate your enemies. Your loyalty need to be in your destiny victories, not on your beyond supporters' interest. Authentic masters rejoice internally and communicate externally only, while silence would create more problems than revelation. They remember that mystery keeps strength while rationalization destroys it. Now I want you to drop this confirmation inside the remarks. Victory speaks silently. Variety 3, the liquid confession. Alcohol does not create new thoughts. It gets rid of the obstacles that preserve risky thoughts hidden. Each drink weakens your intellectual security gadget. Each glass lowers your defenses. Every bottle turns you into an intelligence asset for every person clever sufficient to stay sober. The maximum precious secrets and techniques are extracted not via torture, but through wine. People confess their affairs, monitor their strategies, admit their fears, and expose their plans whilst inhibitions dissolve. What takes years to examine through observation may be located in one drunken night. Professional manipulators are masters of liquid interrogation. They devise comfy environments, offer endless beverages, and ask apparently harmless questions even as their goals emerge as an increasing number of talkative. They don't forget the whole lot whilst you neglect everything. Your drunk confessions grow to be sober outcomes. That admission about your dating problems becomes evidence in divorce lawsuits. That revelation about commercial enterprise struggles turns into intelligence for competitors. That moment of honesty will become a lifetime of regret. Machiavelli as soon as stated, therefore, a prince, as long as he maintains his subjects united and loyal, ought now not to mind the reproach of cruelty. Be merciless to your own impulses when alcohol flows. Your brief preference to connect and confess will create permanent damage on your function. The momentary pleasure of sharing secrets turns into the lasting ache of being uncovered. Smart human beings drink strategically or never. They keep in mind that in a world wherein each person has recording devices, every intoxicated word can turn out to be proof. They choose readability over connection whilst the stakes depend. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Readability is my power. Number 4, the breaking factor. Pressure famous character and the general public discover they have got less individual than they thought. When stress mounts, deadlines approach, and expectancy increase, the civilized mask slips away. What emerges is regularly unpleasant, susceptible, and perfectly exploitable by using folks that apprehend human psychology. Strain creates desperation, and desperation creates confession. Under strain, human beings admit they're unqualified, reveal they're struggling, and confess they are failing. They think they're seeking support, but they may be truly providing their enemies with focused on information. The most dangerous pressure confessions happen to those closest to you. You inform own family approximately your work struggles, friend approximately your courting troubles, and colleagues approximately your inadequacies. Every confession creates a vulnerability that may be weaponized against you later. Your breaking factor isn't always a second of authenticity. It is a second of exploitation. Whilst you're focused on relieving pressure, others are centered on making use of it. Your pressure becomes their opportunity to extract statistics, advantage, or position themselves on your downfall. Machiavelli as soon as said, "It's miles better to be feared than loved if you can't be each." When you break underneath stress, you inspire neither worry nor love. You encourage contempt. People lose appreciate for those who cannot deal with stress professionally. Your moment of weak point will become their permanent evaluation of your talents. Pressure isn't your enemy. Your reaction to strain is grasp. Your reaction and strain will become a device for casting off susceptible competitors who reveal themselves beneath pressure. Drop this affirmation in the feedback. Strain builds diamonds. Quantity 5, the sympathy extraction. Professional manipulators don't assault directly. They seem susceptible. They proportion carefully crafted stories of conflict, reveal strategic weaknesses, and make you experience like their savior. At the same time as you are busy feeling essential and wished, they're busy extracting every piece of treasured facts you own. The sympathy entice works because it reverses energy dynamic. In place of feeling threatened, you feel shielding. In place of guarding secrets, you percentage them to assist. In preference to preserving distance, you create intimacy that may be exploited later. Real vulnerability is rare and messy. Performed vulnerability is polished and functional. Study to differentiate among actual need and strategic manipulation. The person that tells the precise sob tale is frequently the maximum dangerous predator in the room. Your compassion will become their aggressive gain. Every mystery you proportion to assist them turns into intelligence they use towards you. Each weak spot you monitor in harmony turns into ammunition for future assaults. Machiavelli once said, "Guys are so easy of mind and so much ruled by way of their immediate desires that a deceitful man or woman will always locate lots who are prepared to be deceived." Your instant need to assist and join makes you vulnerable to deception. Whilst you are targeted on being an awesome individual, they may be centered on being a success manipulator. Your kindness turns into their weapon. Real energy helps without revealing vulnerabilities. It helps without sharing secrets and techniques. It suggests compassion without displaying weak point. Grasp this balance or emerge as prey to those who have already mastered you. Now I want you to drop this confirmation within the comments. I help without revealing. Wide variety 6, the facts trade. Social agencies operate on records forks. Each mystery shared, every opinion found out, every self-belief broken has value in the social market. While you take part in gossip, you are no longer just passing time. You are trading intelligence, and most people are terrible negotiators. The gossip economic system has simple guidelines. Records flows upward to electricity, and betrayal flows downward to weakness. The person that collects secrets and techniques without sharing them accumulates power. The person that shares secrets without gathering them turns into powerless. Every administrative center, every friend group, every network has information brokers. They appear fascinated, honest, and linked. However, they're simply jogging intelligence operations wherein your secrets are the product and your agree with is the transaction cost. The maximum dangerous issue of gossip is not what you are saying about others. It's what it famous, approximately you. Every mystery you percentage proves you cannot be relied on. Every confidence you spoil advertises your unreliability. Each piece of gossip you spread becomes proof of your character. Machiavelli once stated, "The way men stay is thus far eliminated from the manner they have to stay, that absolutely everyone who abandons what is for what must be pursues his downfall in preference to his preservation." You observed gossip need to be innocent social bonding. The fact is record struggle in which your secrets and techniques are traded like commodities. Even as you recognition on what need to be, others make the most what without a doubt is a market for intelligence. Grasp the facts economic system with the aid of becoming a collector in preference to a distributor. Listen to the whole thing, make contributions not anything valuable, and watch as others destroy themselves with their personal unfastened tongues. Drop this affirmation within the comments. Secrets and techniques glide to me. Variety 7, the authority lure. While power challenges you unfairly, each Intuition screams for justice. You want to defend yourself, show your really worth, and demonstrate your competence. This intuition is a trap that destroys careers, relationships, and reputations. Authority does not want your causes. It needs your submission. Maximum challenges from authority are exams disguised as conflicts. They may be designed to show whether you could handle stress, be given grievance, and preserve professionalism beneath fireplace. Whilst you respond emotionally, you fail to take a look at and confirm their evaluation of your obstacles. The fairness you demand doesn't exist in energy systems. The honor you count on ought to be earned via results, now not demanded via arguments. The expertise you seek will by no means come from hard individuals who hold your future in their palms. Your protection becomes your prosecution. Every word you communicate to justify yourself becomes evidence of your lack of ability to accept duty. Each argument you're making proves you lack the information to recognize, while silence serves you better than speech. Machiavelli as soon as stated, politics don't have any relation to morals. The ethical outrage you experience about unfair remedy is irrelevant for your fulfillment. Power operates by distinctive policies than justice. Your choice is easy. Adapt to those guidelines or grow to be their sufferer. Clever human beings reply to authority demanding situations with strategic compliance accompanied via tremendous performance. They prove their really worth via effects, no longer through rhetoric. They remember the fact that ultramodern unfair complaint can turn out to be tomorrow's opportunity if dealt with efficaciously. Drop this confirmation within the feedback. Effects prove the whole thing. Quantity 8, the revenge revelation. While relationships lead to betrayal, you own nuclear intelligence, their secrets and techniques, fears, screw-ups, and weaknesses. The temptation to weaponize this statistics feels like justice, but revenge via revelation is a suicide strategy that destroys you more than your goal. Every relationship is a mutual intelligence change. You already know their vulnerabilities, and they know yours. While you start revealing their secrets, you are now not simply attacking them. You're marketing yourself as someone who weaponizes private records. Destiny companions, employers, and allies are continually looking the way you cope with dating endings. They're comparing whether or not you can be depended on with sensitive information. Your revenge turns into their warning about your character. The maximum devastating aspect of revenge revelation isn't the immediate damage in your target. It's the long-term destruction of your reputation. All and sundry learns that you're willing to betray confidences when hurt. Your credibility will become nugatory. Machiavelli as soon as stated, severities must be dealt out all at once, in order that their suddenness may also deliver much less offense. Benefits ought to be passed out drop by way of drop, in order that they may be relished the more. In case you should are looking for revenge, do it via actions that cannot be traced, returned to found out confidences. Maintain your reputation for discretion while finding other methods to settle scores. Your silence preserves your power for destiny battles. Professional power gamers deal with betrayal with strategic silence. They maintain secrets as destiny leverage as opposed to spending them for fast pleasure. They take into account that maintained secrets and techniques are extra effective than revealed ones. Now, I need you to drop this affirmation in the remarks. Silence is my revenge. Quantity 9, the competence theater. When you experience inadequate or uncertain, your mouth tries to compensate by way of performing self-belief, understanding, and significance. This overcompensation is psychological theater that fools nobody and exposes the entirety. Your need to show yourself turns into proof of your inadequacy. Lack of confidence creates verbal desperation. You name-drop to seem linked, over-explain to appear informed, and interrupt to appear critical. Each behavior screams the alternative of what you propose. Your performance turns into each person else's amusement. True competence doesn't require commercial. Actual expertise would not need rationalization. Real self-belief doesn't are looking for validation. When you continuously perform these traits through words, you prove you do not own them via substance. The maximum dangerous a part of competence theater is that it makes you predictable. Humans examine exactly which buttons trigger your need to show yourself. They discover a way to manage you into revealing information, making bad selections, or performing in opposition to your pursuits. Machiavelli, as soon as stated, never became whatever terrific executed without threat. The risk of performing incompetent feels overwhelming while you're insecure. However, the greater danger is proving your incompetence through determined overcompensation. Your worry of seeming weak makes you actually vulnerable. Master performers let their work create their reputation in place of seeking to create it through regular self-merchandising. They're comfortable with others not straight away recognizing their cost, because they may be confident of their potential to demonstrate it whilst its subjects. Wide Variety 10, The Promised Jail. While going through pressure, demands, or expectancies you can't presently meet, your mouth starts writing checks your fact cannot coins. Guarantees feel like solutions because they remedy instant troubles without requiring on-the-spot functionality. But each promise creates a debt that compounds with hobby. Promise-making is the language of the desperate. It's what human beings do when they lack gift answers to modern issues. In preference to coping with truth, they create fable futures that by no means materialize. Instead of constructing actual price, they build fake expectancies. The psychology of guarantees is seductive because they price not anything up front. You could promise to alternate, improve, deliver, or perform with none immediate funding. The payment comes later when credibility is destroyed and consider is broken. Each unfulfilled promise becomes evidence against your reliability. Every broken dedication proves your phrase is nugatory. Each failed guarantee demonstrates which you prioritize temporary remedy over everlasting reputation. Machiavelli as soon as said, "He who builds at the people builds on the mud." Promises are constructed on wish that is as risky as mud. Humans want to consider your commitments as it solves their troubles too. However, whilst promises fail, both builder and foundation fall apart collectively. Strategic operators make fewer guarantees and exceed expectations as opposed to making grand commitments they cannot preserve. They underpromise and over-deliver, constructing reputations for reliability rather than rhetoric. Your mouth has been betraying you your whole lifestyles, and also you probably did not even are aware of it. Each conversation is a capacity minefield in which one incorrect phrase can destroy years of careful positioning. Every social interplay is a chess recreation where your phrases are both strategic movements or fatal blunders. The 10 conditions we've explored are not rare activities, they are each day occurrences taking place to everyone around you proper now. The distinction among victims and victors is not intelligence or opportunity, it is understanding that words have effects and silence has energy. Machiavelli understood what the majority by no means learn. Game of existence is gained now not by way of individuals who communicate their minds, however with the aid of individuals who control their minds earlier than they communicate. Each phrase you utter either strengthens your position or weakens it. Each silence either protects you or expenses you. Possibility. In an international wherein the whole lot is recorded, remembered, and doubtlessly weaponized in opposition to you, your verbal discipline becomes your most precious ability. Your ability to speak strategically instead of emotionally determines whether or not you will control your future or grow to be a victim of your very own voice. The most successful human beings at some stage in records weren't the maximum talkative. They were the maximum strategic. They spoke when their words should construct and stayed silent while their phrases should destroy. They understood that inside last recreation of electricity and effect, your mouth can be your best asset or your most risky legal responsibility. The choice is yours. Will you keep letting your mouth sabotage your fulfillment, or will you grasp the historic artwork of strategic conversation? Will you preserve feeding your enemy's intelligence via careless communique, Or will you join the ranks of folks that remember the fact that proper power whispers whilst weak spot shouts? Your phrases will both construct your empire or become the equipment others use to damage it. The selection you make right now will decide which path your existence follows.